Hey, this is Nia Strauss, and you are watching CMS TV.
It's life, sex, and death right here on your classic metal show with fucking shit ass.
That's friendly.
Very friendly.
Sure.
Our fans, made a nice little heavy set there. You, of course, kicking off with Spawn.
Yeah.
And we heard some Cavalera Conspiracy with,
Sure.
who wanted that? Let's see here. Anyway, that fucking shit ass that went out to Chad Moore.
Okay.
And then we heard from Ernie Hines. He wanted to hear Burn in Hell by Manimal.
The Manimal.
The Manimal. And then we heard the Cavalera Conspiracy for the Hairless Wolf.
That's right.
So there you are, rounding out a heavy set.
That's good. I like it.
I know you do. I try to group the songs in there.
Sure.
Little grouping.
That's right.
All right. What do you have on the table? Anything in particular?
I got a bunch of music stuff.
Okay.
I'll do one quick heavy story.
Okay.
But I'm going to have to email you the link because there's no way is my throat going to read this. I'll explain it, but you're going to have to read tonight because I don't have a whole lot of throat to be reading. So.
All right.
So since we played heavy stuff, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but you might not even be aware of this band, but there's my favorite band out there in the heavy arena, in the extreme / death metal arena, is a Canadian band called Cataclysm.
Yes, I'm aware.
And I've talked about them numerous times, but I don't think we've ever played any Cataclysm on the show.
I think you used to do it on the metal show. I think.
Oh yeah.
That was one of those songs or one of those bands you played along with your Cattle Decapitation and
sure.
Bands like that. So yeah, I'm aware of them.
Well, they're heavy as hell, and we don't need to. This is not a story about how heavy is Cataclysm or anything like that. It's a story about what's going on out there. I sent it to you, by the way. If you should have got it at your Neeley account.
All right.
But here, the name of the singer's name is Maurizio Iacono, and Maurizio is, in addition to being the singer of Cataclysm, he's also a big business guy when it comes to the world of death metal and of metal in general. He has his own booking agency and all that kind of stuff that, so he helps bands get out there. Well, the story that came out this week, or is coming out this week, they just released an album, so they're out doing press. And he started talking about how getting out and touring right now is an absolute disaster.
Sure.
Financially. And he really broke it down better than anybody else I've seen do it, which is why I thought this might be a good segment for the show, because I mean, he breaks down the percentages and how much goes to the house and how much they're losing, and how he goes so far as to even say that he thinks what's going to end up happening, because they're getting so much money taken away from them, is that bands are going to set up tables right next to their bus instead of bringing it into the venue where they have to give the venue money and sell their merch at the bus. I mean, that's how crazy it's gotten right now. So, so I just thought this was interesting. And I thought, I know we always talk about this stuff with the fans to try and give them some insight to what's going on out there and why their favorite show isn't coming to their city or whatnot. This is 100% the reason.
Right. Well, I remember when Clear Channel was on their big buying spree, and they were even buying up venues and so forth, but I guess they got all mostly bought out by Live Nation now.
Yeah.
Back when Clear Channel, back in the 90s, when they were on their buying spree, buying up radio stations and buying up venues and buying up everything, I remember they controlled the merch.
Right.
And I think they were getting 30%.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They were taking 30% right off the top.
Well,
So I remember t-shirts, I haven't been, as far as like looking at merch these days, but I remember concert t-shirts back in the 90s, they were getting up toward $40 and $50 to buy a shirt.
Yeah.
Because the bands were trying to recoup the money that they were paying out to playing at venues that Clear Channel was running, because of exorbitant fees that they were taking off the top. And that's the same way with all the concessions. I remember beers, like people were buying beer for $6 or $7 and they shot up to like $12 and $14,
Yeah. Well, you'll see when we start reading this thing, when he starts breaking down that the venues, so like I've seen a lot of people complain, and I complain about it too, about the price of shirts and the price of merch. Like, just a regular old, normally a $20 t-shirt is now like $40, $50, $60.
Yeah, I know.
For a shirt. And he spells it out. He's like, well, you have to give 20% to the venue, and then you have to give 20% more for a VAT tax. So 40% of the sale gets taken from you.
Right.
And that's how a lot of these guys, okay, if you're Metallica, you can afford that. If you're Cataclysm, I don't think you can afford that. You need that money to get to the next town.
Right, of course.
So, I don't know. I saw this story and I was like, wow, this is really a quite an eye-opening breakdown on this stuff.
All right. Yesterday, Canuck Hyper Blaster Cataclysm released their 15th full-length studio album, Goliath, and the singer
Maurizio Iacono.
Well, that's how you say it? Maurizio. Okay. In an excerpt from the upcoming Streaming for Vengeance video chat, spoke about life post-pandemic and how things really are far from back to normal, especially for the bands that are eager to hit the road to support their new material. It's a disaster out there, Iacono says bluntly. I run a bunch of bands with my management company. His management company is called Hard Impact. And it's difficult because expectations are high. Bands think that because they have been laid off for 3 years that they are owed something now. They're 3 years with no money and dying. Now we're here. Give it to me now. And I'm like, no, because everything is down. Everybody is out. So it creates an inflation in itself within the music industry. Because it's not only about the money now, you have all these bands touring at the same time. So now you have no space. That means the promoters have to choose. So some people are getting crushed. It's the middle class ones that are getting crumbled to pieces. You need a tour to survive, and you need a certain amount of money when you're going out there. You're looking at 40 to 60% increase in everything, even crew. What money the crew do during, what did the crew do during the pandemic? They had to go find other jobs, and the ones that remain are in so high demand that they're doubling the price. Right. It's a tough time, and it hasn't adjusted yet. On top of that, if you go to Europe, some promoters are charging you 20% to sell your merchandise, and then a 20% value added tax on top of that. Now you're losing 40% of your income on merch. That is the biggest cash grab I've ever seen in my life. And the reason this is happening is that the government is sending somebody that is going in to collect the VAT tax. So they have to charge you 20% just to sell your merchandise. I wouldn't be surprised to see bands selling their merch just outside their tour bus. I see if it doesn't change, there's going to be a lot of problems. There's going to be a lot of bands out there that are going to fold. Maurizio will guest on Brave Words, blah, 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 this Saturday, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. But isn't that crazy now that it's just, if you're not a big band, you cannot afford to be out there?
Well, I mean, we've had some friends in the smaller band circuit, fold up their tent and call it a day, like our friends American Dog.
Yeah.
They went out there and gave it a go. They consistently put out, good records, quality records, and they were out there always trying to tour. They toured with various bands such as Tesla.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't make a go of it. And it was just like, all right, we've been kicking around doing this thing for 15 years and we just have not been able to break through.
Sure.
And it's just like, we got to go get real jobs now.
Yeah. And I mean, American Dog, they were a national band, but they were right on that fringe between regional. They were a touch bigger than regional, but probably not full-fledged national. I'm sure there was a lot of places in the country that had never heard of them.
Sure.
From these numbers that you just read, the 40 to 60% increase on everything and giving away 40% of the merch and the costs of travel and the cost to hire, band guy or stage hands, stage guys, sound guys,
right,
etc. Dude, you're going to see some bands that people know just ending. You're going to see, we always talk about Plush as an example, and I have not heard anything at all from them in a while, so I don't know what's going on in that camp. But what do you think they've got to just be losing their ass, don't they? To be out there and have to give, they're not making any sales because there's no sales to have. So it's all on concert. And if you got to give 40% of your t-shirts and your hats and your foam fingers that I know they sell, if you got to give 40% of that back to the venue, I mean, how much is left?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you think a Plush makes?
Right.
$3,000?
I don't even know if they make anything. They may be buying on.
They could be very well be buying on too. Dad might have deep pockets.
I can't imagine Plush actually getting paid.
Yeah, I mean, 2 years of buying on. Somebody must have big pockets.
Oh, that's my point. I think we had that discussion a while back.
Yeah.
Somebody's willing to take the gamble on them.
It's funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I mean, just these young bands. I don't know how they're gonna. You're gonna see a big decline in band. You're gonna see a big decline in new bands, but I think you're gonna see also a big decline in the bands that have been kicking around for 10 years or so, and haven't had like a breakthrough song or a song get picked up for a movie or something. You're gonna see a whole wave of those kind of bands just going away. That's what I think.
Yep.
So Toomey. All those creepy dudes will keep them on the That's probably true. Yeah, Plush, come tour with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just sad, man, that this is where we're at now with it. And it's, I'm the first one to bitch at how much ticket prices are, but when you hear stuff like that, I guess you get it.
Well, what has caused a lot of this, in my opinion, is that there's no competition out there as far as, the promoters or the venues that a lot of, these bands are playing at.
Sure.
Because we talked about this whole Ticketmaster / Live Nation thing, that this conglomerate.
Right.
And there's no competition out there. And if somebody does try to compete against them, they just basically freeze them out.
Yeah.
It's a monopoly.
It really is.
I mean, it really is a monopoly, and it's, monopolies are never good.
No, they always end up screwing the talent. That's for sure. Well, I mean, dude, you were out with Akin on Sunday, right? And they had a sound guy, didn't they? They brought a sound guy with them.
They brought their guy James with them. It was a guy that Don had discovered back in the early to mid 2000s, and
sure,
he had gotten sick there for a long time, and he'd been off the road forever. But when he was, active with Akin, he mixed their sound for them for about 3 years, and he got to be known out there as far as like, hey, this guy's a reliable, good sound guy.
Sure.
So other bands started hiring him off. Because they go, oh, hey, I heard Dawkins got this guy, and they're not on the road right now. Let's hire this guy off. And he was out there on the road for quite a few years with various bands. I think like Ted Nugent used him, and
sure,
I think Winger used him, and but then he got sick. He got the diabetes
right
out there on the road, and he's been off the road forever. I literally have not seen this guy since I think the last time I saw him was like 2008.
Wow.
So it's been a long time, but I caught up with him obviously over the weekend, and it was good to see him again.
Yeah.
It was just so funny because I was getting the guys off on Monday morning to catch their flights and stuff, and James was like, I'm so glad you were here, dude. I'm so glad you were here. I could have never handled all this. I could have never done this. I'm just so out of touch with all this stuff.
Right.
But it was kind of funny.
Sure.
But it was good to see him again. But he's back out there, trying to. Dawn wanted to get him back to work again.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, how much of a bitch is it just thinking about what we're talking about here with the pricing? How many literally years now have we talked about Dokken having sound problems because he didn't have a sound guy that he could rely on?
They didn't bring anybody on the road. They did everything themselves, and they had to rely on the venue, the house sound to do things right. And, it wasn't always pretty.
Right. Well, but the point is that there weren't guys to bring in. There hasn't been guys for years because there's been a shortage of guys.
Yeah, competent people. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's guys that can slide sliders, but there's not professional grade guys available.
Yeah, who can get you dialed in and make you sound good.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a bitch right now that there's so many. There's everybody's on tour. There's not enough crew. So the crew knows this, and why wouldn't they? They were off 3 years the same as everybody else. So why wouldn't they charge a premium if they're a premium guy?
Yeah, because it's like you. I mean, let's just make an analogy with you being a co-host.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody wants Chris Akin as their co-host because there's no competent people out there to be co-hosts.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a veteran radio guy, and you make the time to do it. But you and I have been doing this together for over 20 years together. And, everybody, if I could get Chris as my co-host, that'll be you're the only guy that's available to be a co-host on everybody's show.
Apparently I am.
Yeah.
I need to start charging all these guys a premium.
Yeah. What's your premium price?
Yeah, no shit. Seth, Eric, pony it up. Let's go. Give me some cash.
Yeah.
See, Toomey kicked me to the curb.
That was a wise choice there, Josh.
It was. Best choice he's ever made.
Yeah. Get the fuck out.
That's right. So that was all I wanted with that story was, we do talk about this shit all the time. And it's like, man, when you see the numbers just put in front of you.
Yeah, and bands like Cataclysm, I mean, obviously they got a hardcore following, a niche following. I mean, they're not Taylor Swift, obviously.
No.
Metallica or anything like that. So, they're on a shoestring budget when they're out there touring their club things. Obviously their style of music is more conducive to the European market than it is here. Yeah. So they have to contend with that VAT tax.
And they are probably the highest end as far as popularity would go in that genre.
Right.
Be like them, Cannibal Corpse, 6 Feet Under, not a whole lot others that would be as popular as that band.
Right.
I can't imagine what the mid-level bands, the Immolations of the world, they have to go out at a loss. And that's a band that's been, like, I know I'm naming bands nobody knows but me, but Immolation's been a band for 20 whatever years.
Right.
And, what are they going to do? But they're just not going to make, they're not, the kind of music that they make is never going to draw 10,000 people to a venue. And, the only source of income that they have other than what they get paid at the door is their shirts. And Now they're giving away 40% of that.
Yeah.
You'll see bands like that go away here in the next year or two.
I remember years ago on the O&A show, Rob Dukes, who was in Exodus at the time, he came in and he just kind of was sitting in on the show. He wasn't there as a guest. He was just a friend of, I think, Jimmy's.
Jimmy, yeah.
Yeah, he just came in and he was sitting there. But while he was sitting there, they just decided to ask him, a little bit about the music business. And they were asking him, I think Ozfest was going on at the time. And they're just like, are you guys on Ozfest? He goes, no, dude. He says, we're going to buy onto that shit. He said it would have cost us $100,000 to buy on. To buy on Ozfest, and then we had our, then we had all of our road expenses on top of that.
Yeah,
the bus cost about $1,000 a day, and then your crew and everything else. So he says by the end of the tour, we would have been 150,000 in the hole.
And that's to play 30 to 40 minutes at 4:00 in the afternoon on the side stage.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like it doesn't make a sense for an Exodus to play Ozfest.
Yeah. I remember Joe Lestat telling me that they lost their ass when Beautiful Creatures did Ozfest.
Yeah, I think the buy-on price for them, if I remember right, was $80,000.
Yeah. And I don't think they sold 80,000 CDs.
Yeah, I remember that disc was popular when it came out, that first one.
Yeah.
It was a good disc, solid disc, and they bought onto the Ozfest. And I know that number came from somewhere. I can't remember if he said it or somebody said it but it was 80,000 to buy it.
Yeah, I mean it's just the prices are out of control, man, and it really is killing the business. It's one of the reasons that there's just so few fucking new bands that are breaking too, because what new band can afford this shit?
Well, that's the whole thing, and since the days of quote unquote record labels, you know as well as I do. I mean, there are record labels out there. Obviously, our good friends, Red Rain, they just signed with a record label.
Sure.
Same as Tommy Crash and his band project. They're on
Leviathan.
Yeah, Leviathan.
Yeah.
His band Leviathan. That they're on that. What's Red Rain's label again?
Deco Entertainment.
Yeah, Deco Entertainment. And then Dokken, they've got their deal with the Silver Linings Records, which they're the people who put on Walkin'.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there's no multi-million-dollar record deals anymore. There's no record deals. Anybody who has a record deal, they're looking at
maybe some money for a video,
maybe $20,000 for advance money. That's it.
And that's for studio, video, no tour support, none. It's like you go out and do whatever you're going to do with it.
Yeah, that's it. So there's no record labels that support tours anymore. They don't get tour support anymore.
No.
It's
over.
So everybody's got to pay their own way. They got to pay their own freight, as it were.
Yeah. Which is why you're seeing more and more bands playing the casinos instead of playing giant venues,
or they're playing the cruises.
Yeah, the cruises too, because that's just a quick way to reach a bunch of people at once.
Yeah, you got a captive audience there.
Yeah,
so it was an eye-opening experience for me to go on that Kiss cruise last fall, and that's the thing. Everybody who was on that cruise, whether it's the what's the other one, the Rock.
Monsters of Rock cruise.
The Rocks cruise. Yeah, that's your captive audience right there. Literally. They're captive on that ship. And
right.
And I don't know what those cruises pay these bands. I don't know if they pay their asking price or not. But obviously they get paid, and then of course they got the accommodations of the cruise.
Yeah.
But they have to give up a week of their life to play two shows, basically. Yeah. I think each band will play, the bigger bands, the headlining bands.
Sure.
They play two shows.
Well, it's like, let me be careful how I say this. There's a band I know.
Yes.
That is playing a cruise, a longer cruise, one of those 8-day cruises.
Okay.
But they're only going halfway on the tour or on the cruise, and then they're flying home.
Okay.
Because they're only getting paid to do 2 shows. So they're going to do their 2 shows in the first 4 days, and then they're going to get off the boat and fly somewhere else to go do another show.
Well, why not? Why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah. I mean, why stay on the boat and not make money for another week?
Yeah, I mean, if you're just on, okay, I'm done doing what I came here to do. What am I just going to hang out?
Yeah. Hang out and shake hands with the fans? They don't want to do that. I mean, Eric, for one, has been on Chris Akin Presents over and over saying about how he puts on his Padres hat that gives him the invisibility cloak so he doesn't have to deal with fans.
Right.
He's said that numerous times.
Yeah, I mean, even me, a very, very minor, reputation out there. Even I ran into a bunch of people who knew who I was.
Yeah.
Who listened to this show.
Mm-hmm.
And I've run into everybody frequently as I'm walking through the ship or to and from someplace. And hey, can I grab a picture, man? You and Chris, man. You and Chris. It's like, I heard you were going to be on the cruise, man. And that's cool. I like. It's fun for me to just meet the fan. I'm always surprised.
Yeah,
I'm always surprised. I was surprised last Sunday, as I said. I was surprised at how many people come up and said, Neeley, man, I listen to the show all the time. It's like, wow, okay, cool.
Glad to hear it.
It's surprising to me that wherever I go, there's going to be a few CMS fans out there.
Sure, absolutely.
And that's cool.
Oh, what was that? What happened there?
Little static in the mic.
Yeah, no shit. Wow. All right. Well, anyway, that's that story. So, moving on.
Yes, moving on.
Well, let's topic. See. All right. I'll let you choose on this one.
All right.
Would you like an evaluation of the new Britny Fox, the new quote-unquote Britny Fox band?
There's a
band.
Britny lineup?
There's a new Britny lineup.
Is this Billy Childs again?
I think it's Billy Childs.
Yeah, he's always trying to resurrect that Britney name. It's like, let it die already.
All right. We will do both of these topics, but I you can pick which one you want to do now.
All right.
So Billy Childs or new Britny Fox, we can do that. Or we can do an evaluation of Axl Rose singing Guns N' Roses Madagascar last weekend in Pennsylvania.
Huh. Well, are we going to do both?
We're going to do both.
All right. Let's go with the Britny Fox. Let's go with the lightweight first.
All right. So I saw this. It's an audio promo of the new Britny Fox. Let me see if I can even figure out who's in this band.
Okay.
And I really don't think they tell me. That's the thing that I really don't think that they're saying who's in the band, at least on this website.
Okay.
And I'll pop it up on the screen so you can see it. Ain't me just making it up. I guess this Greg Polcari is one of the guys in the band. But here's the bio. And I don't see oh, here we go. Well, no, it just says one guy listed. The latest lineup featuring former member founding member Billy Childs.
Yeah.
Brings the band's musical maturity, numerous talents, and larger-than-life stage presence all around the world to this day. Which I don't know what that paragraph even means. Brings it where?
Well, he's been, obviously Billy has been trying to, I don't know, keep
it alive.
Keep it alive for all these years, or he's, obviously trying to make a living.
Yeah.
Under the Britny Fox name, but come on, let it die already.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree. Well, they have one show coming up here in October with Buck Cherry and Skid Row.
All right.
Can't wait. But the beauty of this thing is they did release this 3-minute audio segment of what the band sounds like today.
Okay.
So I've listened to it. I will offer no opinion. I will let you offer your opinion as somebody that listens to this stuff a whole lot closer than I do.
Okay.
So let me turn it all the way up here. It's all the way up so that you can hear the wonder that is Britny Fox 2023. So we'll play a little, and then I'll let you stop and say if you're ready to go and buy tickets tomorrow for that October show with Skid Row. Ready?
Okay, go ahead.
All right, here we go. All right.
So this is a re-recorded version of the song?
Well, it sounds to me, again, I don't know. Sounds to me like they might have taken like the original music and put this guy's voice on it.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I was asking. Is this a re-recorded version or is this a karaoke version?
All it says is audio promo. It does not say anything more than that.
All right. Well, what am I supposed to glean from this?
I don't know. Would you see it?
No. It's just like this is just the bassist going out under the Britny Fox name. I mean, it's just like, how much excitement is that? I mean, obviously we know Tommy Paris.
Yeah.
Who was the second singer in the band.
Right.
But
that ain't him.
No, I know that's not him. But what I'm trying to say is that why are you doing this? I mean, again, I get the whole band versus brand thing, blah, blah, blah. Britny Fox, yada, yada, yada. And you had a few MTV hits. But it's always Billy Childs with his version of Britny Fox. I mean, because, our friend Tommy Crash, he was in a version of
Britny Fox. Exactly.
So it's just like, it's not really Britny Fox. It's the name Britny Fox with a rotating cast of characters performing the songs.
Well, and this is always my question with this band and with a few other bands. Autograph's another one that comes to mind.
Yeah. I mean, even, is there any original members still left in Autographs?
No. Randy Rand was the last one.
Yeah, he died.
He died, so there's none left. But here's my question with Autograph, probably not as much as Britny Fox, but certainly with Britny Fox.
Right.
Britny Fox, if they got the originals together, all 5 guys, if Johnny D quit Doro and came back,
yeah,
and if whatchamacallit, Dizzy Dean Davidson came back to the band and was a guitar, Michael Kelly Smith.
Yeah.
Michael Kelly Smith came back, and Billy's obviously more than willing to do all this. If that lineup came back together, I have no idea who the drummer was, but the drummer's Johnny D.
Johnny D.
So if that lineup, those 4 guys came back and said, we are back, we are going to go out there and we are going to play Britny Fox songs for the first time in 35 years.
Right.
What do you think that value, realistically, town to town would be?
$10,000.
No, I don't mean money. I mean people.
Oh.
100?
100, maybe 150 at the most, depending on where they're at and how well it's promoted.
I think 150 in Philly. Maybe 50 people everywhere else.
Yeah, but again, it depends on how are they going to get promotion because Britny Fox obviously is not being played on the radio. I don't know how people find out about shows these days.
Social media.
Yeah, so it just depends on how well they're advertised, I guess.
See, this is always the argument to this. Leatherwolf is making music with... Leatherwolf had a cult following. I don't think Britny Fox did.
So there's nobody else in Leatherwolf aside from the drummer?
I don't think so. No, not of the originals.
Okay. I'm just asking the question because I really don't know the answer.
Yeah, I think it's just Dean.
Okay.
Dean Roberts.
Okay.
I think he's the only original guy in there. But that's I just don't see a Britny Fox full-on reunion. It's not like they're going to be Skid Row. And look at Skid Row. If Sebastian came back to Skid Row, what do you think that's worth? Not 10,000 a night. Not 10,000 people a night.
No, they would do better by being on a bill with somebody.
Yeah. They would do better.
Well, kind of like what this version of Pantera is doing with Metallica.
You think Skid Row's on that size level?
No. I'm making a comparison that it's not Vinnie Paul and it's not Dimebag Darrell.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's two of the four guys from Pantera going out under the Pantera name.
Mm-hmm.
But they're on a package.
Sure.
And that's where the value of something like that would be best. For them to go out and try to do it on their own, not so much.
Britney or Pantera?
No, Skid Row.
Oh, Skid Row. Yeah, Skid Row.
Skid Row would be better off being a support act for a bigger act. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I saw Skid Row a zillion times when Sebastian was in the band. The biggest place I ever saw him play was Nautica Stage, and it wasn't sold out.
No, not as a headliner.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean.
They're not. They would not do well as a headliner as far as like making bank.
Yeah, I mean they did good when they opened for AC/DC or Kiss or Guns.
I saw them open for Aerosmith on the Pump tour, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, this is exactly right. Skid Row on paper was huge, just not in real life. It's exactly true.
Mm-hmm. True.
No. But yeah, Britny Fox, I think there'd be who do you think would draw more? Britny Fox full reunion or any version of Bang Tango?
Wow. That's like 6 of one and half a dozen.
That's about the same band, right? As far as drawing power.
As far as any kind of popularity, sure.
Yeah. I don't know that either would draw more than 50, 60 people in most cities. Especially now. Now that, because each one had like a couple of hits that didn't even make it into the staying power hits. I mean, how many people today that didn't grow up in the 80s remember Girl School or Long Way to Love or Dream On, or what was Dream On a hit? I think that was a hit.
Dream On was sort of a minor hit.
Yeah, I mean, Hair of the Dog was another minor hit, right?
Yeah,
the Nazareth tune.
Of course, it's a cover.
Yeah, but I mean, how many people would even remember those? Probably not a ton, right?
No, they were not a big hit band.
No,
they basically had 2 bona fide hits.
Yeah,
but they were hits because they were music videos,
and they were hits because everybody thought they were Cinderella. Which I honestly think is the deal with that band. I think a lot of people thought they were Cinderella.
Well, there was a lot of incest between those two bands early on.
Sure.
In fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, at least I had heard this years ago, that Michael Kelly Smith still retains the Cinderella name.
Right. I've heard that too, which is probably part of the reason that Tom Kiefer doesn't use it.
Right.
You don't want to pay that guy. But you want to hear more of this?
I mean, it just sounds like a karaoke version of some guy doing a Dizzy Dean Davidson cover.
Well, maybe you'll like the other songs that they do into this mix better.
Okay.
Maybe that was just a bad song.
All right.
So
well, it's not a bad song. I'm just not hearing anything that is like, oh my God, they're back.
Yeah, no, not at all. All right, here's a little more of this.
See you soon, I'm out of my mind. I'm waiting for you, baby, all the time. I need your love and gotta get you down. I just don't wanna see you.
$10 at a carnival?
Maybe.
Would you pay that?
If I just happen to be there.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. If you were at the rib burn off just trying out ribs and you heard the music, well, oh, I know that song. Let me go see what that is.
I'm going to meander on over there and see what's doing. I mean, but
it doesn't sound like Britny Fox. I'm sorry, but it doesn't.
It's just somebody who's just, covering Britny Fox.
Well, it's just a guy.
Yeah, it's you covering Phil Collins last night.
Yeah, it's no better or worse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm just screaming on my ass off and, doing the best I can, under the circumstance.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, that's Britny Fox for you. So I guess it's not getting the Neeley stamp of approval, no?
I don't understand it. That's the whole thing. It's just like, what is the value of this aside from Billy Childs trying to make a couple of bucks?
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, there's really no need for this. There's no reason for it. Again, Billy may need some money. I don't know.
I think that's probably a safe bet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's that one. Next one. This is real quick. This will just be a minute, but you'll get a kick out of this. This is bands that should know better and don't. This will take 2 seconds.
Okay.
So, I don't know if you saw this week, but Adrian Vandenberg and Jeff Tate announced a dual tour together.
All right. I didn't see the tour, but I know that they're coming here to this area.
Yeah, like they're coming there.
They're doing the Arcada, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's, he's doing the, Adrian Vandenberg doing the music of Vandenberg.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And for anybody that is interested, shameless plug here, Adrian Vandenberg will be on Monday's edition of Chris Akin Presents. Nice. So if you want to see what Adrian is doing these days, we'll be talking to him. Eric and I will be chatting with him. That being said, so they put out this poster of the Tate Adrian Vandenberg tour. I'm going to put it up here. You're going to get a kick out of this. So if you were doing the artwork, promoting your tour, would you maybe get the song titles right?
Well, I would think that would be part of it, wouldn't you?
Well, that big hit from Adrian Vandenberg, This Bleeding Heart of Mine, right? This bleeding heart.
You mean Burning Heart?
No, I mean Bleeding Heart.
All right. Bleeding Heart.
This bleeding heart of mine.
What's really funny is that the Here I Go Again and the Still the Night.
Yeah.
That isn't Adrian Vandenberg.
Well, he's credited.
That's John Sykes.
Well, and Adrian. They were remember that was a 2-guitar attack.
Yeah.
It was those two. I mean, I think he was the rhythm player on those. Or he's listed as. God knows who it actually was.
Sure.
Isn't there some talk that John Sykes wasn't even the guy on that?
Well, he left the band after the recording.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, he didn't tour because of the falling out with David Coverdale.
Mm-hmm. Well, according to Dr. Johnny Fever, Vandenberg played the solo on Here I Go Again.
Okay, fair enough.
So there you go. That's all there is to this story. There's not much to it other than Tate and him are going out, and he's going to be playing This Bleeding Heart on the tour. So
all right. So I guess my question is what separates Adrian Vandenberg from Vandenberg? You know what I mean? What is he bringing a band? Is he playing solo?
I don't know. I mean, that could be the thing, is that I know the Vandenberg band is led, the singer is that Mats Levin, whatever his name is, who's European. Maybe he's not coming.
Okay, but is Adrian just playing the solos or the music, or is somebody singing these songs, or is Jeff actually stepping in and singing the Vandenberg song?
No, I don't think that's it. You know what, dude? I'll ask on Monday because I don't know.
And get an ID for us, would you?
I will try to.
You will try?
I will try to.
Oh, you will do it, mister.
Listen, you. Have you forgotten how in demand I am?
I
Don't ruffle my feathers. I'm a big star.
Well, if I hadn't discovered you and your talents, not everybody would want you.
Right. Whatever. I wasn't doing radio before, right? Look at this one too. Let me turn the ticker off so that you can see it, because you can't see it. Oddest one in this whole list. Jeff Tate and Adrian Vandenberg playing the Country Music Hall of Fame. What the hell is that about?
Well, maybe it's just the venue.
You think that might be the venue name, the Country Music Hall of Fame?
I think so.
Okay. Because, yeah, I saw that one. I was like, I'm going to see Jeff with cowboy boots out there?
No, I just think that might be the venue. Who knows?
Maybe he'll do that long threatened version of Silent in Tennessee.
Yeah, Silence in Tennessee.
All right, so that's Jeff Tate.
All right.
I just thought you would find that fun. Or Vandenberg, I thought you would find that funny. Let me get out of this thing here. All right, so Axl Rose? You want to do some Axl Rose?
Absolutely.
All right, let me open this link. So Axl, Guns N' Roses, the Not in This Lifetime, Never Gonna End tour, kicked off again in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Right. Hershey Park, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know where this is.
That always seems to be a starting place for a lot of tours for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. Let's see. Hershey Park Stadium in Hershey, Pennsylvania. So, but I heard this and I was just like, woof. They're charging big bucks for this one, huh? So here, let me put it on the screen here. So here's them doing Madagascar, which I'm sure fans are just thrilled to be getting this song. You would be, wouldn't you, to get Madagascar?
One of my favorites.
That's what I thought. So I'm going to go to about a minute here. Wait till you hear the wonderful style. First of all, before we even go, look at Axl. What is he doing? Nice jacket.
Hey, what I don't understand about Axl,
Yeah.
and this is just me, this guy has a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
At least, presumably, I think he has a lot.
He's got to have a lot.
He can't afford a trainer.
Doesn't want to. Why would it? I've explained this to you before, dude. He doesn't need to. He's Axl Rose. He's got $800 million.
I understand that, but I would hate to go out on stage with my belly sticking out under my vest.
But why would you care?
It's the whole image, I guess. Maybe I'm too vain or something. I don't know. But
I think you're too. These guys, they don't care.
I know, but it just doesn't.
Forget a trainer. Let's start with a fucking haircut.
Yeah.
Who's cutting that guy's hair?
I know. Did he cut his hair off? Is that like a
It's short now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a sling blade haircut.
Dude, he looks like Danny Bonaducci. That's the haircut he has, the Bonaducci haircut. He just looks goofy. But again, what does he care? He's got he's got at least $500 million. He don't give a fuck. Be happy he's this toned down. This is him with 50 pounds off, I think.
I know. He looked pretty rough 3 years ago, boy.
Yeah, I think this is him with a trainer, to be honest.
All right.
But wait till he might instead of investing in a trainer, he may want to invest in a vocal coach.
Okay.
'Cause this is pretty interesting here. Holy smokes. All right, here we go.
From shore, but I can't find my way back, my way anymore. Oh no, oh,
comment?
Wow. We haven't said this in a long time, but man, that is a tough listen.
What? I thought it was great.
Did you?
I'd easily spend $300-400 a ticket to see that.
Yikes.
You want some more?
Oh boy. Go ahead.
All right, here we go.
Won't give those that tear down my soul. Wish them that they might grow old. I pray them so that they may know that it's never too late. So many times what seemed like ordinary, I searched and found the ways you used to love me, and I found the ways right hard to be my little life. So afraid.
That is just mush-mouthy crap.
Wow. What do you think that would Duff and Slash think about having to play that from an album that they weren't on?
Probably like, hey, I'm getting paid. Especially Slash. He's like, Perla not getting none of this.
Right.
This is free money. I'll play this shitty song. I don't care. I look, does he look excited?
No.
He looks bored to tears.
He was like, all right, Axel wants to play this. I guess I'll play it just to keep the peace.
Yeah, it's like, fuck. I'm making $500,000 for being here tonight. Fuck yeah, I'll play it. I'll play it backwards if that's what he wants.
Right.
Or you want to stay with this song or you want to try some other songs?
Just a little bit more of this.
All right, there we go. Slash just bringing it. You could just see them sitting there counting money. They're just sitting there going, yep, this is what I do now.
Wow. Man.
What, you didn't think that was good?
No, I would have been pretty like, what the hell are they doing?
No, you wouldn't want to see tracks on that, though, would you? Gotta hear hear it in real.
Yeah.
Right, Eddie Trunk? You fucking moron.
Wow.
All right, more of this one, or you want a different song?
Oh, let's go with a different one. I can't take any more of that. That's tough.
All right. Well, we got a bunch here. You want Anything Goes? My Way, Your Way, because that's a screamer. That should be great. I haven't even checked these out. I was so put off by Madagascar, I didn't check anymore.
So is this is obviously pro filmed?
This looks like it's an audience, but it's just really good. It's like somebody with a good iPhone.
Yeah, but somebody's at a perfect level for this.
Yeah, they are. I'll give Axel credit where credit's due. He clearly hired Mitch Malloy's dentist.
I was going to mention his choppers are extremely. He must have got veneers or something, but holy shit, he's just got the big choppers going on in his mouth.
He's got a spotlight on his teeth. Holy
his
smokes!
Teeth are whiter than white.
I mean, Jesus, they really are standing out in the set.
Yeah, I was going to actually say something about that, but I was just like, okay, well, maybe this is just my imagination.
Maybe it's just the lighting.
Yeah.
All right, let's check out Anything Goes from Hershey Park last week. Here we go.
All right.
has the same ferocity of the old days, doesn't it? Wow, this is like the old man version of Guns N' Roses.
I know. Well, you know, Axl is 60, I think.
It's more like muskets and weeds. It's like fucking not that good. Oof. Yeah, I get it. They're old, and you know all these bands do tone down, but Guns N' Roses, you expect some angst. I guess having $800 million or whatever he has taken away that angst.
Well, whatever they made over the last 3 to 5 years, they've been doing this not in this lifetime tour. Holy shit.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to end in this lifetime.
I don't think so either.
Jesus, but all right. Well, here we go. It's Anything Goes. That was on what? Appetite, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is from the prime year, the prime moment in Guns N' Roses history.
And speaking of that,
yeah,
how is it that this band has been able to tour the last 5 years nonstop, basically on the strength of one record?
I'm gonna tell you how. Because classic rock radio and any station of any sort that plays any sort of hair music plays Guns N' Roses constantly.
Yeah, I know, but it's just amazing. I mean, obviously we know that they have the Use Your Illusion releases, but the strength of Appetite for Destruction is really what they live on.
Yeah, they live off of Sweet Child of Mine and November Rain. Those two songs are Guns N' Roses. The fans like everything else, but if you go to any classic, I don't care what city you are in on this planet, if you have a classic rock station of any sort of streaming or FM or AM or whatever, and they play music, they are playing Sweet Child of Mine at least once today, once tomorrow, once the next day, etc., etc. It never ends. Always, and that's the saddest thing about it is that's when those classic rock DJs, they always bring out, we're going to get it a little edgy now. Here's some Guns N' Roses, you know.
Yeah,
that's when they're bringing their edge. When they're going heavy from the Pink Floyd stuff and the Skynyrd. We're going to take it up a notch. Here's Guns N' Roses and Van Halen, back to back rock.
Right.
It's like, stop it. No, not Welcome to the Jungle. Welcome to the Jungle is a popular song, but it certainly is not overplayed on classic rock radio. Definitely not. Not like Sweet Child. But anyway, this is Anything Goes, a fan favorite from Appetite for Destruction. Full of angst and energy. Here we go.
What is this little...
It's like the Broken Snake. Remember when he used to do the snake dance thing? Now he doesn't do that anymore. He just kind of moves a little.
Why don't we just get him some spats and a cane so he can do the soft shoe?
Exactly.
Like kind of doing the whole burlesque thing that David Lee Roth does these days.
And he can break out some jazz hands.
Yeah.
You know, it's yeah, this ain't real good. Oh. More of this, or you want to try another?
Let's see what else he does.
All right, let's go. give him a little credit. He is working the stage.
Yeah. Well, at least he's moving around.
Yeah, he's not Phil Collins in here. He's at least making his way back and forth around the stage, but man, not sounding real good though. Another tune?
Yeah. What else you got there?
Let's see what else we got. We got Sweet Child, Civil War, Double Talk and Jive.
Oh, let's hear that.
Let's try Double Talk and Jive. See how
That's
fast one.
A quick one. So
See what he's got for that. See, I can live with this one because at least it's in the range he can sing.
yeah, right, exactly.
And Slash still bringing it. Slash is still rocking it pretty good.
The thing is Slash looks like he's actually having some fun.
Oh, he probably is.
He looks like he's just like, yeah, I'm just down here rocking it out.
Yeah, just making my money, having some fun. Still haven't had to go to the cubicle. I'm good. All right, a little more of this. Here we go.
Back in town on all new friends, asking how you feel. Fucked up and out of place, that's how I felt back then. Double talking down, take the money, motherfucker, cause I got no more patience. Double talking lies. You dig? What the fuck I'm saying? Oh, fuck.
I think we can cut that off. We know Slash can play. And there's no more lyrics in this song, so
Right.
I don't know. What do you think? Not the worst, but man, Axl does not need to be doing them high notes anymore. He should bring everything down to Mr. Brownstone level.
Yeah, I would agree.
That sounded pretty good. I thought that sounded okay. I'd be happy with that.
Wasn't bad.
But yeah, that Madagascar was just garbage. It's just fucking junk. All right, so that's Guns N' Roses. I know this segment's getting a little long, but I got one more thing, and it sort of relates. It sort of relates a little bit because the side project of Slash for a while was Velvet Revolver, obviously, with Scott Weiland of Stone Temple Pilots, who has passed away, obviously.
Right. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Well, I'm finally going to bring you something that I think is good. And you can tell me if you think this sucks, but I don't think you will. So they got this guy. They've had several singers since. Chester Bennington was in there for a little bit. And now they got this guy, Jeff Gutt, I guess. Gutt. Gut. Whatever. I think it's Gut. This guy is the Arnel Pineda of Stone Temple Pilots.
Okay.
Except, unlike Arnel, this guy is really trying to be Scott Weiland.
All right.
He's wearing the clothes. He's got the moves. I mean, this guy is like Randy doing Guns N' Roses.
Sure.
He literally is trying to look the part, and he sounds the part.
Okay.
I'm very surprised at how good this actually is. So we'll do a couple of songs here with this guy, but this is Stone Temple Pilots. I guess this is from last week too, I think, from Mountain View Shoreline Amphitheater, which I have actually been to. So this is Vaseline from that. Everybody knows that song, right?
So who was the guy that was doing the Stone Temple Pilots, for a while? Who was that guy? Didn't they record with him and everything?
That's this guy.
Oh, that's him.
Yeah, he did a full album and he did an acoustic album so far.
I didn't get somebody different.
No, not somebody different, but this is the first time I think I've seen him actually live, like playing a show.
All right.
And maybe people have already seen him and think he's good or bad or whatever, but I think he's really nailing it. But look, he's even wearing the clothes.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really trying to... If you're a Stone Temple Pilots fan, this guy's giving you the Scott Weiland that you want. So check this guy out. This is Vaseline from Shoreline.
Out to view.
You see what I mean? He's doing the same moves.
He's giving you the old school Stone Temple Pilot show.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I would go see this.
I mean, here we are. We're 20 some years removed since Stone Temple Pilots was.
Hate to tell you, but it's 30.
Was 93,
92 or what? I remember when Wicked Garden came out on Headbangers Ball.
Yeah, it's been 30 years. You're right.
Yeah.
So people who aren't aware that Scott Weiland is no longer,
they won't.
Will probably come out and go, "Yeah, Scott, yeah,
go get it."
Song. 30 years, Jesus Christ!
Fuck yeah!
All right,
but this guy brings it. He sounds the part and he looks the part, and I mean, he is mimicking the moves of Scott Weiland, and I love it.
All right,
so check him out. Here you go. It's pretty close, right?
Well, I guess if you went to Vegas and we're seeing like a tribute band or something like that.
Yeah.
You wanted to look and act like your favorite rock band, whatever. They would definitely do a good job of that.
Yeah, I would see this. This is a good one. Let me play one more. I'm going to go to Plush, the song Plush. The time I'll take you to. because I think this one you can hear him a little better too. So,
All right.
So this is Plush from.
Sucks to be us.
Well,
That's Max Headroom singing Stone Temple Pilots song.
it really is.
He looks like Max Headroom.
He does. Yeah, the blonde hair. I mean, he should probably dye it to whatever color Weiland's was, brown or whatever. But
You know what makes me laugh? Not the band,
What?
but the people who are recording the show.
yeah.
They can never hold the goddamn phone still. They got to be rocking out.
Oh yeah.
It's, they're moving to the music, and it's just like hold your. If you're gonna record something and upload it to YouTube, hold your fucking phone still.
Yeah, and turn it sideways, dummy. Nobody wants to see it in this angle. No one wants it. Everybody wants the full screen, not this fucking two big black bars with a little slit in the middle of it.
Right. Although I do like the little slit in the middle.
Everybody likes a little slit. But this is, I don't like it filled with Scott Weiland clones, that's
Right,
for
of
sure.
course.
When I go for a little slit, it better not have a Weiland in it.
Exactly.
No, thank you. Anyway, that's all I want to show you is that this guy's out there doing a dead-on impression
Oh,
of.
yes, I
Scott Weiland.
would agree with that.
So if you like Stone Temple Pilots, that's one you could go check out. Because
Sure.
as far as replacement singers go, I'm going to give Jeff Gutt or Goot or whatever his name is, I'm going to give him a passing grade. He's good.
Yeah, he's real good.
So
Yeah,
So-
I'm a peripheral Stone Temple Pilots fan. I mean, I like some of their stuff. I don't own any of it. I know their songs.
sure.
As far as Stone Temple Pilots performances are concerned, dead on.
Yeah, I like that. I like that one. So that's another one that people, if you're looking for probably way overpriced shows to go to, that would be one of them that might be worth the money. Unlike that GNR that may not be.
Right.
Although the GNR, they do play like 30 fucking songs.
Yeah, that's a lot of. At least they give you your money's worth on a show.
Yeah, I mean you do get a lot of songs from GNR. It's not 15 and out. That's a hell of a set list. So
I agree.
all right, well let's end this here because it's starting to get long, and I do have more musical stuff. I have something very specific I do want to do musically still. So
Okay. All right.
we'll get to that at some point.
All right. I will let you pick a tune. What should we play?
Well, let's see. Let's go with we played Guns N' Roses. Let's go with Coma.
Let's take a call first.
All right, let's do that.
Hail and kill caller. You're on the air.
Now, I may be deaf and or stupid,
Both.
but I thought Axl sounded good.
Like I said, both.
Definitely better than Vince Neil. At least,
Pretty high bar you're setting there, Tim. Pretty high bar.
well, at least he's sticking all the words to the songs. And the other
Well, wait a minute, Tim. Hold on, Tim. I'm gonna let you get your point out. But which is it? Did he sound good Or did he at least say the words? There's a difference.
Well, I thought he sounded in key.
You thought that Madagascar that we played was good?
No, but that song's not a good song anyway.
Okay.
Well, that's the point.
But the other songs, Double Talk and Jive, and the other songs that you played, he sounded decent.
Well, we said that. We said he sounded fine.
I thought,
Tim, did you not hear the part where I said, here, I'll re-say it again, maybe it'll remind you. I said he should stay in this key that he's doing with Double Talk and Jive because he can hit those notes. Did you hear me say that?
but I heard you say that. But I thought even with the higher stuff, like Anything Goes, he didn't sound off key or anything like that. Like, to me, it just sounded like Axl. Maybe perhaps a more mature version of Axl.
Maybe.
He definitely didn't sound like, old man singing and he can't hit the notes anymore, with all due respect to Don, but the way Don sounds. But anyway, and the other question I was going to ask you, and I've seen Stone Temple Pilots, they're really good with this guy, but the other question I was going to ask, do you think anybody's excited about the new Van Halen box set, because you were talking about Van Halen?
Well, I can tell you for a fact, I know one person that is excited about it, Mr. John Drake, who immediately was telling me he's got to find a way to pay for it. So I know.
500?
I don't know. I don't think it's that. I think it's probably 150.
124 US, and I think the
what's in it? I mean, what do you get in it that hasn't been released a million times already?
The Hagar, it's the 4 Hagar records, and then an album of rare, quote unquote, rarities that are not that rare.
Is it like the Gene Simmons produced stuff or something?
No, it's like it's all Hagar stuff.
It's a Hagar box set. Is that what it is?
It's a Van Hagar set.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they've never remastered those before. So it's the first time you're going to get 5150 remastered and OU 812 and For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge and all that. But anyway, it's 124 US, and I think the CD box set's like $50. It's really good. Hail and Kill.
Here it is right here. So it's the 4 plus the one of rarities. Where's the rarities list? Does it give me that? It's About Time, Up for Breakfast, Learning to See. Those songs were released on the Best of Both Worlds, I think, maybe, or one of the greatest hits records.
Okay.
And then Humans Being, which was in Twister.
A Twister soundtrack, yeah.
Yeah, and then Respect the Wind. I don't know that one off the top of my head. I don't know it. I might know it if I heard it, but.
All right.
But that's what you get.
Okay.
For $125.
Yeah, I won't be buying that.
I'm good at it. It'll be on Spotify. Good enough for me. Good enough for me.
All right.
So there you have it. That's what's going on there.
All right. Well, let's play a few tunes. I got Coma lined up.
All right, cool.
That's a long one, so I'm only going to play 2 more after this.
That's fine.
All right. Well, here it is. It's G&R with Coma exclusively here
On your classic metal show.
Hey, this is Matt Sorum, and you're